The stranger who hated me. She gave me a look that maybe wasn't intended to kill, but certainly was violent enough to cause grievous bodily harm. It was full of anger, malice, and consternation. The force of it left me dazed, struggling to recover my composure. All I'd done was smile my hello as I went to sit down in the aisle seat. I wasn't about to start a conversation with this woman or anything. It was just a simple smile that I would give to any other fellow passenger. The empty middle seat was not wide enough to deflect the force of the blow, and now I sat staring straight ahead, making sure I didn't incur her wrath again. "You don't recognize me, do you?" Oh God, I was going to have to look at this woman again. I managed to escape with minor injuries from the first encounter, but surely I wouldn't be so lucky again. I braced myself and looked at her. She would have been a pleasant enough woman if it wasn't for the scowl on her face that frightened the bejesus out of me. As I was looking into her piercing blue eyes, I was frantically digging through my memory banks for a match, looking carefully through the "someone I had wronged" file, but drawing a blank. She was quite right, I didn't recognise her, but did I dare admit it? I tried to smile, but her face remained tense, terse, turgid. I had no idea who this woman was, but evidently she knew me and was not a big fan. "No," I said, shrugging my shoulders. "Typical," she growled, and turned her head away from me in a dismissive manner, signalling the conversation was over. I stared at the back of her head for a moment, wondering if she was coming back to tell me what I'd done. But she wasn't. She obviously wasn't in the mood to enlighten me. The safety announcements were followed by the roar of the engines, and we were airborne. I closed my eyes, hoping sleep would replace paranoia, but when the brain is working overtime, sleep is impossible. I wondered if to ask her what her problem was, who she thought I was, what the hell I'd done. But I thought the silent treatment might be preferable. I had the feeling that one of her buttons might launch a nuclear attack, and that might be dangerous on a plane. She drank her tea and ate her sandwich like an angry hamster, all the time avoiding eye contact with her arch-enemy, who just happened to be me. It was a short flight, but it felt long haul. She created more turbulence than the gale-force winds outside our plane. We came down to earth with a bump. She still remained tight-lipped, determined not to tell me how we knew each other. I stood up as soon as the seatbelt signs were off. I took my bag down and stared straight ahead while the passengers ahead of me slowly got their act together. I could feel her anger behind me. "Toss her," she whispered as she passed me in the air bridge, and then she was gone, leaving me confused and bemused by this stranger who hated me.